aka call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Mandatory DNA Test. Women are furious. Let's get right into it.
Okay, Ohio parents, listen up. There's a new bill, because you know they like to keep throwing bills at us, that's being proposed. It is called the Right to Know Act, and it can totally change what happens in the hospital when your baby is born. Let's talk about it. So here's what's going on. If parents go into the hospital and they have a baby and they are not married, the hospital is required, well, if this bill passes, the hospital would be required to offer a DNA test before the mother puts the father on the birth certificate. If both parents say yes, then the test is done immediately. If they say no, they still have to sign a waiver saying they were offered to take the test, but they decline. If one person says yes and the other person says no, then it is proposed that they go ahead and do the DNA test. Supporters of this bill say that this protects kids. It gives them the clear legal paternity from day one. There is no questioning whether or not someone is their father or not. And other supporters say it can eliminate kids learning further down the road that someone is not their father when they thought it was from the start. But there are a lot of people pushing back on it. And they're saying that is not the time and the emotional space to demand some sort of test. So this bill has not passed. It's still being debated. But if it does, then this does affect any people walking into the hospital who aren't married. So what do you think? Should this pass or should this not? Curious to know your comments.
This should absolutely pass. I support, and I like the name of this bill, the Right to Know Act. That's right. Children have the right to know who their daddy is. Okay? If that's not their daddy, stop acting like that's their daddy. Okay? And I found some really egregious cases I'm about to show you guys. But here's the thing. This act protects children. Okay? It doesn't protect the 304s. A lot of women want the act to protect them. You about to see why. And here's the funny part. Y'all said it's not the time or the place, or it's not the emotional place. Emotional place? You want me to sign a birth certificate before I know I'm the daddy or not? You out of your mind, okay? And to prove this point, take a look at this.
Here's why DNA tests should be mandatory after you give birth. I work at a healthcare facility and I had a mom bring in her paperwork for her child's birth certificate, right? I go through it and I let her know that she left the father's name blank, and just to avoid any surprises, I let her know when she gets the birth certificate, obviously the father's section is going to be blank. It's only going to be her name on the birth certificate. She then is like, oh, well, can I still get child support? I let her, I told her no, because there's no name there and whatnot. And, and I let her know what she would need to do after the fact. She then tells me to give her a minute. She sits down and calls her group of friends, and they go through a list of like 4 or 5 different men on some pros and cons type shit to figure out who of these men would be the best option to be the father. I guess they couldn't come to a decision or whatever. She comes back to me. She's like, oh, well, can you just put my birth certificate to the side and I'll do it once I decide? Ma'am, this isn't layaway. What?
She went back to her friends to try to determine between 1 and 3, 4, 5 guys who is the best person to put down. Do you see the scam that this is happening right here? And this is completely legal. Lady could come up with I think this guy's the best guy that fits the role, right? Can you imagine that? Women are trying to collect unwarranted child support, undeserved child support, unearned child support, force another man, an innocent man, to pay for a kid that's not his just because you got some coochie. Guys, this is why sleeping with girls that are wild like this is not worth it. You got to protect yourself. They are evil. They're the devil. They'll try to collect child support from you even if you didn't earn that. Can you imagine how low of a person can you be? This is me, in my personal opinion, this is great for men. This is absolutely financial grape. Okay? Now, I thought what this dude had to say was pretty interesting. Take a look.
I see that TikTok's in an uproar because government officials are trying to make a law that states all couples that have a baby must get a mandatory DNA test at the birthing of the baby. And a lot of women are saying that this is very unjust, that they don't believe in this, it's against women's rights, and you should just trust them. And I'm here to say, you bitches scare me, okay? And now don't duty. Now don't duty, bitch. What do you mean we are doing too much because I want to know if that baby came out of my balls? Are you crazy? You bitches have the audacity. And at this point, I'm officially convinced that you would gaslight Jesus himself if you had the opportunity. Because there's no reason why you feel like this is unjust. And we had a baby. So there's no way this is where we draw the line at, okay? And it's for plenty of situations that we should have this instated, okay? Paul, who is white, had a baby with Becky, who is white. Why the fuck is the baby black? Okay, fellas, let me tell you this. Bring the situation up to your girl. And if she says she has a problem with this, she's very unjust, go get an STD screening ASAP, no Rocky, okay? ASAP!
Absolutely, bro. ASAP, no Rocky. Bro, listen, look at me like this, right? She argued that, it's against women's rights. Why does women's rights supersede everyone else's rights? Y'all wanted equality. Y'all don't want equality. Y'all want inequality where you're at the top and everyone else is at the bottom. Right? It's my choice. My body, my choice. What about the unborn child's right? My body, my choice. What about the man's right? Like, you want women's right above everyone else. Y'all say, we live in a patriarchy. Patriarchy who? A patriarchy that put women first? We have put everything. We put literally everything below a woman's feelings. If a woman feels a certain way, that is the highest priority in the land right now in America. And it's crazy. This is why women can push back at this and say, it's against women's rights. Women's rights is just it's this big umbrella that says if we don't like it, we don't want it. That's all it means. Now, shout out to the Poor Righteous podcast, something like that, Poor Man's Podcast. I thought this was interesting. Take a look.
Of all of the paternity test centers in America, they found that 32% of fathers who got a paternity test were indeed not the father of their children. Now, you got to take this with a grain of salt because these were the men who already had suspicions, but y'all not hearing me. This problem is so bad in Jamaica, it's about 70%. When the men's rights activists in Jamaica wanted to make it so that paternity tests were mandatory at birth, they said that they wouldn't allow it because it would cause too much femicide, meaning too many men would find out that their children are not actually their children and they would end up harming the women. They thought it was so bad that they shouldn't even make it a thing. In France, this problem is so bad that you're not even allowed to get a paternity test unless it's ordered by a judge. They said, and I quote, that it would destroy and destabilize communities if they had mandatory paternity tests at birth. We literally have access to the alien technology that allows us to make sure that every father is actually providing for children that is biologically theirs, and our states and governments are going, nah. Because that would mean women would have to be accountable for the decisions that they make. And if you have this conversation with some women, they will really act offended. All I'm going to say is I never seen somebody wearing real diamonds afraid of a diamond test.
Facts. Shout out to the Poor Man's Podcast. Yeah, I never seen a person wearing real diamonds scared of a diamond tester. Look, it's funny to me. It's funny to me that if you're suspicious, according to these paternity centers, if you're suspicious of your wife or your girlfriend actually fathering a child with somebody else and you get tested, you're 33% chance likely to not be the father? 1 out of 3? Bro, those odds are crazy. And then in Jamaica, it's 70%? That means most people in Jamaica don't know who their daddy is? Jesus. Bumbaclot. I mean, what the hell's going on here? And of course, I get it. We don't want women to get murked for lying. But we're not mad at the fact that they lied. There should be some consequence to women lying. I'm not saying it should be femicide, but it should be something. And right now, as it stands in America, paternity fraud is legal. A woman could steal your used condom from the trash can. You don't even have to smash her. She could find a used condom in a trash can, insert it into her body with a turkey baster, impregnate herself, and you will be liable for child support. Right now. Anyway, she brings up a story in Jamaica that supports this. Take a look.
So I just see a video with a man who have about 4 or 5 kids with his wife, and him say his big daughter had a school assignment and they were doing some family tree thing and DNA testing and whatever. And he came back to say that he was not related to her. So he took the other 2 kids, or 2 of the other kids, to get them tested, and they were also not his. But he was so fearful that none of them were his that he didn't even test the last one. So anyways, when he realized that none of the kids actually had the same dad. So this woman has been cheating on this man with several different men, right? But my question is this though. He never says none of the people never look like him. For the men who are with women who have multiple kids with them and none of the kids them don't look like one, and everybody has to say, go and get a DNA test done. What is it that you guys are afraid of? Are you guys you don't love on the money? What is it you guys are afraid of? Are you guys scared that it's gonna come back and you're gonna realize that you're infertile and you really can't have any kids? Is that what you guys are afraid of? Because I can't fathom it. I know quite a few people who me I tell them say go do DNA testing or go do DNA test card that people don't look like.
Me know quite a few people. That can't do no DNA test because bomba clot is gonna be femicide. Rah, 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 rah. Can you imagine? Like, bro, shout out to his big daughter, his oldest daughter's school assignment for helping him figure out that ain't even his daughter. And then I guess he has 5 kids by her. He checked 2 other kids and found out that ain't his kids either. Can you imagine, bro? This is worse than grape. I have to say that because a lot of people think this is a joke. This is funny. And I know someone this has happened to. I've known several people. I've known one dude it happened to where the girl came back and told him on like the child's 9th birthday, she just felt guilty. She felt guilty. Oh my God! Now that her feelings are in a bunch, oh, she got to tell you because the way she feels, not because it was the right thing to do, because she started feeling bad. So to alleviate her own guilty conscience, she told you. Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy. Anyway, here's another girl's take on paternity fraud. Take a look. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
I'm not anti-women, but I am definitely anti-injustice. Like you said, a paternity test, it may hurt. It may be like, ooh, you feel like you don't trust me. But the legal ramifications of taking care of a child that you thought was yours, I don't like when anybody is deceived and played on and tricked into doing something or tricked out of something. And I've seen it too many times, one on TV, Maury, the paternity court, but also in real life of women who will carry on a lie for 10, 15, 30 years, all the while knowing that that was not that man's child. Now, if a man wants to raise another woman's child, by all means, that's something that he agrees to. He knows what he's getting into. But to love a child, attach yourself to a child, provide for a child that you believe is yours and really is not, I feel like that's like a stab to the heart. Like, that's gut-wrenching. At least allow him to take care of that child knowing that it's not his child. That's his choice. But when you take somebody's choice away and now they legally have to take care of this child because they were deceived into it, that's wrong.
It definitely is wrong. It's definitely unjust. And women want the right to be able to lie to men to take their resources. They want this ability. This is why a lot of women push back against this. They want the ability to sleep around and not get caught and still make you raise a child that's not yours. Can you just think about the amount of evil in the world we have today? That this is so common. That happened in France. It's so bad in France, they won't even let you get a DNA test in France. And everyone's talking about, how can you men are afraid of commitment. We're afraid of commitment. You guys are afraid of the truth. You guys are afraid of telling the truth. You're afraid of hearing the truth. Like, what is this? Bro, and it's crazy to me because if you read some of these comments, all these women are defending it. Oh, it's against women's rights. This is not fair. Oh, man, what, you don't trust me? You don't trust me? No, I don't fucking trust you. Are you kidding me? Why would I? Why would I? Right? Here's a woman that understands. She says, let's normalize DNA testing at birth. I agree with her. Take a look.
The topic about, DNA tests, at birth, that topic is a controversy argument that, like, some people will agree, some people will disagree, but all in all, honestly, I do feel like if people, like, if we normalize, at the hospital when the child is born to do DNA tests, there would be a lot of, like, saving and, like, a lot of less drama. I can say that, because people, it's not like, I don't think everyone does it purposely, like, oh, like, you get pregnant and then, like, if you were dealing with somebody and then, just the timing of things, it can, like, it can be one of those mishap things, but if you're, like, actively cheating and stuff, and, you're supposed to be in a relationship or a marriage, and you get pregnant and or you're not sure, if the baby is your partner's, I do think take the time out, be an adult, okay? Be responsible, be fair. Get a DNA test just to be sure. Because imagine how you would feel if you waited years and years and you're taking care of a child that's not yours. Granted, you make bonds with children, you know what I mean? It's not the same, but it's like, whole time I'm thinking, like, you are my flesh and blood, and you're really not, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy.
It's very crazy. And what's even crazy about is what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, this is such a controversial topic. Some would agree, some would disagree. Who would disagree? Women? What are you talking about? Right? And then she gave them an out. Oh, well, if you're actively cheating, but, I understand for people who didn't do it on purpose, if you didn't do it purposely, you didn't purposely let multiple men skeet inside of you? You didn't purposely let multiple men shoot up the club? What are you talking about? Again, it's 100 women versus accountability, bro. And accountability wins every single time, because women can't take accountability for nothing, not even for each other. She didn't do it on purpose. Oh, she didn't do it on purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. Women, for the most part, let me just say, majority of women, there are a few women, but a majority of women never emotionally mature. They're all on this, oh, I didn't do it purposely. I got behind the wheel, I was drinking, and I got a car accident, and I killed people, but I didn't do it on purpose, so therefore no consequences for me. Do you really think the idea that you didn't do it on purposely should be a get out of jail free card for everything? It wasn't on purpose. Sounds like little children. This is women's argument against the idea that they're making men wrongfully raise children is not theirs. They don't think about the child. They don't think about the said child father. They don't think about nobody else. They don't think about the family. When I knew someone that went through this, his family already had pictures. They went, they came together. Like, they had all these events. They celebrated. Bro, the whole family was involved. The whole family was interwoven into this lie. But just because a girl didn't do it on purpose, it should be just like a forgive all. Oh yeah, she didn't do it. Oh, I just spent all this money, this time. I got all my family involved. Oh, she didn't do it on purpose. Bro. Anyway, let's kind of move past this because this shit is getting me pissed off. I thought this was an interesting clip as well. Take a look.
Ladies, what they not gonna tell you is if your face is already pretty, just go ahead and get in that gym. Go ahead and put the cherry on top of the ice cream. If your face is already pretty, get in the gym. Get in that gym. Go ahead and straighten it out. Just go ahead and get it and make it a double up. Just go ahead and make it a double entendre. Go ahead. That's what they're not telling you. The face body combo is honestly so lethal. Like when you get out of the shower and you just like stunned. Sometimes I just be stunned. Okay?
Look, I agree with her, okay? If you got the face, if you already pretty, get in the gym. But guess what? If you ain't already pretty, get in the gym too. Everybody should be in the gym. The fact that we live in 2025 and people are still walking around with sloppy bodies, sloppy booties, they want to hop on the operation table to do all the work for them, is wild. It's wild to me, okay? Whether you look good, you don't look good, literally the body is something that you have no excuse for. Okay, you weren't born with the genetics. I get it, right? Some people are just genetically more attractive. But that's just one thing. You can literally get your body right. Okay, if you're already pretty, you can already choose a natural hairstyle. Follow what men have been telling you guys for millennia. Wear your natural hair like every other race of women do. For some reason, the majority of black women thinks a weave looks better to everybody else, but your own men say, no, we don't like it. I don't know any black man that say, I would marry her, but she don't wear a weave. Yeah, I would marry her, but did you ever see a lace front on her head before? I can't marry a girl without a lace front. Said nobody. So if you're already pretty, yes, get in the gym. If you're not pretty, get in the gym. If you're already pretty, don't wear a lace front. If you're not pretty, don't wear a lace front. The rules of what you need to do to be a quality woman is all the same, whether you're born with the genetics or not. Whether you're born with the genetics or not. The same prescription for all of y'all. Work out hard. Treat a man right. Be soft. We don't take none of this conditional femininity. I don't believe in none of that. I got bitches. This is why you talking me. Girls don't understand. I have bitches who've been feminine and soft since the day I met them. I ain't never had to help them and guide them so they could bring their soft side out. They've been soft since day one, since the first time we match, since the first time we connect. They've always been soft. So I don't want to hear that, oh yeah, just give me time, be patient with me. I want you to be patient with me, bro, so I'll get soft on you. Fuck out of here. We don't want that. Show up soft or get the fuck lost. Anyway, here's another very interesting video. Take a look.
Football season's a reminder that men are perfectly capable and intelligent, okay? Because it does not make sense that a man who cannot remember your birthday can suddenly remember extensive stats of different players to the point where he can draft an entire team based off of his knowledge to then bet on in his fantasy football league. And now that we're talking about this league, you cannot tell me that a man who is unable to organize his time to split household chores with you is the same man who is suddenly able to be organized enough to 1, find a league to join, 2, draft a team, 3, set weekly lineups, and 4, then create a schedule to watch these games. And let's not forget that a football game can go over 3 hours, and this is if he is just watching one game. Weaponized incompetence continues to allow men to benefit off of the unpaid labor of women. Stop giving men benefit of the doubt, okay? These men know exactly how they are treating you and what they are doing. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there, says the Asian feminist. How can you spot an Asian feminist? Bull nose ring. Why you got a bull nose ring? Literally, how do you literally spot any feminist? The bull nose ring. It's a dead giveaway, bro. Outside of the blue hair, the bull nose ring, excessive tattoos, you can see a feminist from a mile away. Lady, are you crazy? Asian women are the most desirable women in the world. You're going to make yourself undesirable by putting a stupid ring in your nose and then, pledging allegiance to the feminist group? Anyway, let's get back to some of our talking points. You said, oh yeah, if a man can't remember your birthday, why are you sleeping with a man who can't remember your birthday? Oh, because that's the men y'all choose. Y'all choose men who you have to chase, who don't give you nothing, and that's the only men you want to sleep with. Women act like there's just no men out here that are nice guys that can remember their birthday. There's just nobody. And this is how invisible those men are to them. That they just say men. You know how women want me to say some women, majority of women, they want me to put a modifier? She puts no modifier. Men are capable. If they're capable, like as if all men watch football, as if all men can't remember her birthday. The only men that are visible to them are the men that they want, and the men that they want have dark triad traits and personalities, and those men, fuck them, kick them to the side of the curb, and they're chasing after them. Why should those men change when they get to fuck you for free? Why should they change? And why should they change when they get to fuck you for free and then you go out and give them promotion so they can fuck other girls for free? Why should they change? Sounds like the plan's working, as planned. Anyway, I thought this video was very interesting, and this is a good point. Why are we struggling? I just wonder why. Why is everybody struggling in dating? I mean, I have no clue. Maybe she knows why. Let's take a look.
Why is everyone in their 30s struggling so bad? Why are the millennials having such a hard time in life? I was talking to my mom earlier today, and I just had a thought. I was just like, dang, why is everybody my age having such a hard time in life? And don't get me wrong, they're not like down bad, but they're not like up good or up doing well. Everyone just seems like their life is really hard. Like it's not nowhere on the same page as the life that they wanted for themselves. And it's like, is that not discouraging? To look around you and your friends and family and realize that they all on a deep level seem extremely unhappy. What does that even mean? What does that mean for us? What does that mean for me? Like, what does it mean? Like, is that it? Is this all there is? Or is it just us? This can't be the only life that's an option. And I just realized talking to my mom, like, I was like, that just can't be me. That just can't be my life. I just cannot accept the worst of the worst. I cannot succumb to the lifestyle of those around me. And that's why I've always kind of felt different. Just because I refuse to let unhappiness be my legacy. I can't live like that. There's no way we just accept the cards we're dealt and we don't fight tooth and nail with blood, sweat, and tears and our fingers peeling to have a better life. I just can't accept that. I just can't accept that that's the only option that we have.
What does a better life look like? The problem is a lot of people can't agree on what an actual better life looks like for a lot of women. Women in their 30s now, right? Still chasing after that career, still trying to get approved for that job, still trying to get another certification, still getting their master's degree, still getting their doctorate. They're put off all the most important things in life on a back burner because of a false ideology, feminism. Feminism told y'all that men and women are exactly the same, therefore the most invaluable thing is not each other, it's getting money and resources so no one can cheat on you, so no one can take advantage of you, because women got to be worried about getting beat up and brutalized. Like, they make it seem like everybody just getting punched behind closed doors. It's not the reality. Okay, and I don't know this girl from a can of paint, but she has a tongue ring, and my mind is like, why you got a tongue ring for? You know what I'm saying? Well, your life shouldn't be pretty bad. You look like you pleasing somebody in your life. I'm just saying. So look, I think, we all need to find Jesus. I know people look at me and say, bro, you curse, you do this, you do that, and you wear a cross on your head, take that hat off. No, I believe in God, and God's my foundation. Okay, I'm an entertainer. I'm allowed to curse. Fucker. Okay? But seriously, if we all understand that a lot of the lessons that we need to learn have already been taught to us and our ancestors, we'll follow the way. We'll understand that this new shit that we're doing ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.